touch with their spiritual spark inside of them. And in fact, that spiritual spark is the only real part of them. Everything else is evil. The body is evil, the soul, because the soul was created by the evil being. And it's only that spiritual spark. And that spark wakes up with knowledge and knows who the true God is. And then he acquires the knowledge of how to escape with the help of the Savior, who is Jesus, who is sent by the true God, who is outside of the creation.
My name's Charlie Reed.
He has nothing to do with creation. He wouldn't touch it with a 6-foot, 10-foot pole because creation is evil. And so what he wants to do is redeem all of his elect, his remnant that are trapped among mankind. He wants to liberate them and save them from creation. Creation is evil. So you can see that there are tendencies of that in Christianity. You can see tendencies of it in Paul and in John. I think in that John specifically was consciously, he knew the tendency of Gnosticism. And Eric Vogelin argues that all humans have a Gnostic tendency. The tendency is just a universal human trait, which is a combination of things. It is feeling profound alienation from the world or dissatisfaction, because the world has all this bad stuff. Constant, disease, death, and injustice. Who would, this is not paradise. I mean, if you got a lot of money, you can carve out, have a nice vacation home and then forget about how bad the world is. But a lot of people don't have that luxury. So anyway, so you recognize all the evil in the world, and then you feel alienated from it, and then you want to escape it somehow. So that's a universal tendency of people. But you try to grow out of it, you try to figure out a way to maturely deal with it. But Gnostics don't. They run with it. They go all the way, they kind of double down and go with it. And so John was aware of the Gnostic temptation. And one of the things he was doing with this gospel was actually refuting the Gnostic tendency. So John's gospel is a refutation of Gnosticism. But it also has tendencies. And what better way to do that, to refute Gnosticism, than to recognize it, from the inside, so to speak. And anyway, so that's the essence of Gnosticism, is wanting to escape the world and get back
I bet you smoke
to home. There's you feel like there's true home, that there's a sense of not belonging. You know that you have a home somewhere, but where is it? I need to get back home. And so you can recognize echoes of that, especially in Protestant Christians. When they start getting waxing extreme, they start sounding like Gnostics, especially.
Well, Jake, I disagree with you. I'll tell you why, because I don't put the scripture very often. The bottom line is that I think we're on Catholic hour. We've come full circle on that. That's fine. I'm going to check it. But anyway, it says, I believe in the book of Micah, that things are required for man. Well, man is love justice and to do mercy and to walk humbly with thy God. And Christ even says in the Beatitudes, blessed are they who hunger and thirst for righteousness. In some translations it says justice, for they will be satisfied. So you're told to work for justice. You're told to preach liberty to captives, and to help, feed the poor, and to strive with people that mourn and bless they that mourn. So I don't buy your this extreme tendency to just want to transcend the world. I don't get that. I mean, I don't understand that. gotta live here, so might as well make it a just, beautiful place to live. With our fellow man. So yeah. Next.
Yeah, it would be Gnosticism if I believed that the afterlife included me floating in some ethereal realm, free from my physical form for eternity. But that's not what I believe.
Is peace and quiet too much to ask for?
I believe that there's a world coming that is my home. But this ain't it. It's a physical kingdom that's coming. But this is not it. So it's got nothing to do with Gnosticism. And by the way, the philosophy at the core of Gnosticism that's really the problem for Christians is the fact that it's a repudiation of the book of Genesis chapter 1 when God said that the physical creation was very good. So, it being evil is impossible. And by the way, that's Gnosticism is essentially the philosophical core of oneness and Arianism and all this other stuff that denies the deity of Christ. Lecture.
Starting timer. I can't say your name. Yona. Ben Yona. There's been a couple of very good priests that have been defrocked. One that was online, and because he was speaking the truth and calling out some wrong, he was laicized, I guess that's what they call it. But Frank Pavone is still on EWTN, and I don't believe that's happened to him. I know, unless it's just recently happened, hopefully not. But I mentioned that there's a struggle in my church, to say the least. And there's a lot of people working and praying. I can't go out and do any work, but I do pray for it to be fixed. But I think this is part of the evil guy's plan to try to destroy the first church of Christ. And I think that's what he's doing. And but there are a lot of good people, and the church has been, our Catholic Church has been in trouble before, and really on the brink. And God raised up, he raised up very good people, to change it and to get it back where it belongs. So I'm going to stay positive on that note.
Shit! This was a nice car.
Cardinal Vigano came out and told a bunch of things, and now she's having a rough time. But you know, that's part of being a follower of the Lord, you know. Way back, you're talking Gnosticism. Way back, early church, there was those, and Jesus told them that they would be preaching in his name, and he wasn't there. You know, there was people doing, the apostles know there was people doing miracles, or whatever they were doing in his name, who were not with them. You know, this has been from the beginning, you know. So, gotta straighten it out. That link I gave you, 11.4, that's Taylor Marshall. And now he considers himself a traditionalist Catholic. I think I think he's theologian. I'm not sure if he has theology degree, but or if he was.
Hey, Big Daddy's home, as if anyone gives a shit.
But he's excellent speaker. I like his shows. I'm careful which ones I watch. It takes me a while to discern if I think it's good. But I didn't even get to finish this one on Gnosticism, but I'm going to. You know, every
I
church
just hope you have proper hatred for yourself.
who are truly love God, and there's good people. Satan is going to try to wiggle his way in. There was a movement started, you know, like to have prayer to the Holy Spirit and all, and it turned, sort of turned where New Age has wiggled their way in. They slithered in to charismatic movements. They really have. And I'm done. But be careful. Next on the mic.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at that video now. You know, the video's, for my money, it's too long, but I'm so fast. So the video has 10 points, 10 bullet points that define Gnosticism. That's great. I wish that they would just put out, just publish the 10 points so you can look at it on, like down below the screen or something. That would have been nice. So I don't want to have to like sit there and listen to 24
Wait, you don't
minutes.
see me
And
driving?
there's a lot of extraneous stuff, and lots of flashy video images passing by and music and stuff. That's great, but I don't want that. So I'm having to fast forward to get. I got 4 bullet points so far. Going pretty good. He's got the basics so far. The 4th one is, of course, gnosis is a big one. That means knowledge. That's where you get the word Gnostic from. And that's a Greek word, gnosis. And so the 4th bullet point is demiurge and archons. Now, archons, suddenly we're getting into, Christian territory here because of St. Paul, especially with his principalities and powers. The principalities are, and the Greek word is archons. It's the same thing that Gnostics were obsessed with, where up in the sky there's all these archons that are evil archons. They are agents of the evil demiurge. And so you got basically the evil demiurge is kind of very similar to the Christian Satan. And then he's got minions of fallen angels, and the Gnostics have archons of the demiurge. And so that just shows you some of them. Now, what I think again is that someone like Paul had tendencies, but he didn't allow himself to get seduced by it. And then number 5, the 5th bullet point that's a crucial one right there. Is for the Gnostic, they reject the Old Testament God. They disconnect the Old Testament God from the true God. So they think the Old Testament God is actually evil. He's the evil demiurge. And the true God has nothing to do with it. And the true God is the one who sent Jesus to save us from Yahweh. So they split God, into two. And so there's a dualism. Dualism is the first part of that video. So it's a pretty good, I think I'll slow down now. I think Rapture is reminding me that just kind of relax and slow down your mind. So thanks, Rapture. I will do that. I will dilate my time on the mic. I'll milk it. I'll milk all 5 minutes. the end, roughly every 5 minutes, nothing.
Anybody here? Do I have audio? No. Everybody's muted. It's a sad state of affairs to look around in the world, and the world's having a good 4th of July tomorrow. The world's having a, you guys think everybody's having a great time, man. Woo! RNA, right? You're all dead. You're all dead. And it's funny to everybody. It's like, oh yeah, Jake's just a religious fanatic. Yeah, better hope so. Because if I'm not, yeah, you're gonna have a problem. It's all a big game. Everybody's chasing after their own ambitions and desires. Meanwhile, God's angry. God's more angry than you can fathom. And nobody cares. It's all a joke. You know, that's the world we live in. You know, and then people ask me, you know, why, Jake, why are you so ready to die? There's nothing here. There's nothing here. It's all, you know, whatever. And do whatever you want to do. Go make money and buy stuff and live, but just as the scripture says, just remember, you don't see too many U-Hauls behind the hearse. You ain't taking nothing with you. That's free.
Elijah, I've got a phone call. I have to get offline. Apologies, everyone. Elijah, can you take mine?
Sure, Miguel. Jake, you know, I've lived a long time, and in my lifetime, I went through some real things that I never thought the Lord would let me go through. And, you know, and I was striving to be close to Him and all this stuff, and I wanted to live for Him alone. The next thing you know is I lost everything. But, you know, just circumstances that happened. And then I was standing there saying, you know, I don't understand, Lord. But then, you know, on the other side of it, if all of those things hadn't happened, had I not walked through some of the things I walked through, I wouldn't have come out with where I am now. And for the most part, except for getting frustrated on Peloton, I'm content, you know, and I'm trusting Him. And even though I went through 2 years, like when we had COVID and I couldn't get to church and this and that, and then I was sick, and I still couldn't get Sunday going because I, you know, was feeling weak and dizzy and all this stuff. So now I'm back, and
report 117
you know, I do see, like you can see in the world,
Strawberry.
like when they have that one day parade was starting an election or something, I don't know. I mean, the outfits were like I had to turn the news off. Like, that's when I decided to get rid of, you know, Fox and the other one. And I'm not watching that anymore. I just don't, my eyes don't need to be attacked that way. And,
Vanilla Unicorn.
but being in the family of God, we are striving, and we're climbing up this,
Suspect doing 60 miles per hour, south of Vanilla Unicorn.
But we're on a climb back to God. And for the most part, if Jesus didn't reach down and pull us up closer and help us get over ourselves, we wouldn't get very far at all. But the world is like pretty corrupt. But as his followers, we should be bringing a light. We should be bringing love, patience, understanding, and you know, when you're in a talk with people who have, God is like totally not on their mind. But you're talking about something and you hear them say something and say, oh, well, thank God. Or praise God. You know, and that's like foreign. But that just a word, a sentence,